are here. That's the training we're doing right now. And the main reason is you want to make a lot of money, right? That's a good joke. Why are we here?
We're scouts.
Why are we here? We're scouts. That's a good reason. Why else? Why do you want to be here? Why did you make the commitment? I heard someone say something over there. What did you say?
Help advance rank.
Help scouts advance rank. That's a good one.
To enrich the lives of our future leaders.
Enrich the lives of our future leaders. I like that one. William.
It's fun.
It is a fun job. Raise your hand if you enjoy doing the job. Are there hard times? Right now, we're just cleaning out clogged urinals.
And the referee's still coming.
Yeah. We do this job because we like it. We're obviously not in it for the money. There's plenty of other things we can be doing to make better money. We're here because we enjoy what we do. We're here because we want to see the reward be given back. That's why I'm here. Scouting has given a lot to me. And I appreciate everything that Scouting's given to me in my tenure in Scouting. It's been almost over 20 years, I know that, since being a Cub Scout on it. But this is my chance to give back. I know Glenn has talked about that as well. There's other reasons that we're here for as well. But the main reason that we are here is because we are trying to provide the best experience for scouts and scouters to have here for the Now, really, every troop in camp has a program outside of camp. But I've heard Pat Shear, our scout executive, say before, a lot of troops will put up with 51 mediocre weeks for one good week of summer camp. And you, being a staff member here, are the ones that are going to help them have that experience that really pushes them through the other 51 weeks of scouting. How many people here are in a troop currently? And what do we mostly do throughout the year? Some activities I'm going to get to. What is most of your program for the year? Meetings, right? A couple weekend events. And this is the time where you really can come up to camp for a whole week, forget about everything that's going on at home, and just kind of enjoy yourself. There's some advancement. There's other activities. This is our way to kind of give back to the program. So really the big thing that we say is that we're here to give fun and adventure with value to every participant that comes here, youth or adult. And there are several things that we do to help suffice this opportunity. So within the fields of leadership, there's helping train troop leaders. That's one of the things we do here at camp, giving opportunities for adult leaders to gain training. And we try to give them ideas that they can use in their own programs that are fun and effective throughout the other 51 weeks. They might be able to leave and say, wow, that was a really cool event. We can do that in our troop. Or that's a really cool event. We can do that in an outing. We go to a local camp and try to do that. We might get boys interested in some field. Canoeing. Troop might get really big in canoeing, and a lot of people go down there, and next thing you know they want to do a canoe invite. A big event that maybe just the older boys get a chance to go to. There's counseling to troop leaders. You know, for a complete understanding of the purpose of camping. We sometimes have to give them or show them the example of what it means to really put on a good program. The other field of leadership that we offer as staff members is providing instruction in certain areas. Aquatics, personal fitness, camp crafts, wood crafts, climbing, shooting sports. Those are all specific fields that troops can get interested in. And we're always here giving fields of leadership and helping every boy. We do that through setting the example, giving personal effort, basically trying to show how to be happy at camp. And some of the other things that I've written down or typed up, more of the memorable piece, and just making a worthwhile camp experience. And that's why we're here. Those are the things we're trying to do for the youth and for the adults that come to camp. So always remember that our goal here at camp, and really this goes for any camp, Boy Scouts, along with us as staff, and the troops that come here, is just to have a fun-filled and rewarding experience that scouts and adults can enjoy. And so to accomplish this, we have to make sure that we have the right people in place that can be able to fulfill specific talents and areas, allow for us to be dedicated to the program. It's another reason why we're here. So that we can show that the responsibilities we have here can be pushed on to the adult leaders and pushed on to the youth. And what we do here is nothing that they can't do in their own units. So, each staff member really should be able to demonstrate certain qualities. And those certain qualities that we demonstrate should be those of high standards. That's why we go through so much training, and that's why we offer so many resources to you to make sure that you're successful. You got to be able to show evidence that you understand the oath and law. We have to be able to follow those practices daily to make sure we're setting an example. When the scouts see us, when the adults see us, we're always following the scout oath and law, wearing our uniforms, saying hello, being polite. You know, things we should expect from anyone in the community, not just the scouts. So also, obviously, the setting a good example, but also through setting a good example, making sure we maintain positive attitudes and exhibit clean habits. That also means clean speech. That's why we have the code of conduct, and that's why we have duties and responsibilities to make sure we're reminding of that. So, there are specific staff qualities that everyone should maintain. There's really, I come up 1, 2, 3, 5. There's 5 main things I thought about including here. Obviously, mental qualities. To be here, you have to be mental, or you have to be in the right mental state, I should say. To put on a good program, you have to have imagination. You know, it's easy just to teach a requirement, but you have to be creative. I see some people who are crocheting and knitting. That takes an imagination to be able to complete that. You have to have good judgment. You can't run to us to ask us how to think or what actions to do every minute. You have to be able to make your own judgments. You have to be open-minded. Okay, you have to be willing to allow for things to change, allow for adaptation, and have an alertness. And that's where taking care of yourself helps to keep you mentally fit. There's obviously physical qualities, keeping good health, clean-cut appearances, vigorous performance, making sure that you are showing that you're ready to go, you're good for the job. I know that sounds bad. I couldn't think of a better way to say it. There's also administrative qualities, not just because the administrative qualities should not just come from those in the office, shouldn't come from just the commissioner, shouldn't come from an area director. We should all have some sort of administrative quality within us. We have to be able to master the details of our badge, master the details that makes our program stand out above and beyond. We have to be able to keep accurate records. That's why we ask you guys to maintain blue sheets, or the white sheets or whatever, the blue cards, and all that documentation to make sure that we are keeping accurate. If there's one complaint that you'll get from adult leaders is that forms aren't taken care of properly. We missed the blue card. Someone actually didn't earn that merit badge. That's another frustrating thing to hear. Anyone working in programs should be able to master how to fill out a document. You got to be able to deal calmly with problems, not let them, one little problem become a big issue. You got to be able to counsel the boys and leaders to get things done and to make them feel comfortable in what they're doing. Shooting sports, climbing big areas, waterfront, there's a lot of fear that some people have to overcome. You got to be able to delegate responsibility, especially in emergencies. We ask a lot of you that are, just high school age to go out to a campsite, get a whole group of people in order, and tell them to follow directions. You have to be able to delegate their responsibility well. You have to work within a budget. That's a big one for us in the office, but you guys have to do that as well. Coming up with activities and things that are cheap is not easy, but that's where that imagination piece comes back into the mental qualities. And you have to inspire confidence. It's probably one of the biggest challenges as a camp director or as a program director, that you have to be able to inspire the staff and keep that inspiration, keep that motivation going on something talking. But you got to do that within yourself and within the boys. You got to do that within your own program. If you're going to run the program for 6 weeks and do it over and over and over 6 times, you have to find a way to inspire the confidence within yourself to keep it going. The other three areas would be general qualities, you know, competent and practical in your skills as a camper. You're living in the woods, you're living in a tent for the whole summer, you gotta have some sort of knowledge of that. You gotta be able to develop teamwork and understand how to work with others. You gotta know first aid thoroughly, be able to handle simple things so that Kevin's not dealing with scratches and little cuts on the fingers all summer. Blisters, you should be able to tell kids how to wear their shoes properly and socks. That should be done at Aquaman, make sure they're wearing the shoes when they leave. And then support the troop leadership. That's one of the big things. Nick, as the program director, has a meeting with all SPLs, the youth gear, every single day to make sure they're prepared. We meet with the adults, but you're also the ones making sure that the program is being run well. The last area I have for you is leadership qualities. And these are pretty self-explanatory, but setting an example is really good. Enthusiasm, you gotta have it. Enthusiasm, H-A-P-P-Y. I love your job. That should be the last thing you know. One of the words I wrote down was magnetism. What do you know about magnetism? What are some of the qualities of magnetism? Yes.
I don't know if you know what's a South Pole. There's no such thing as a magnetic dipole or a monopole.
Okay, and what are magnets normally used for? To stick to things, right? To attract things. You need to be able to attract these scouts to the program. You got to be able to attract them to camp. The young kids, you got to attract them into the program. They're nervous, they're away from waxing the first time. You got to be able to attract them into the excitement of the whole day, the whole year, or at least the whole week. You got to be able to attract those older boys into wanting to still be here, and not only attracting them to the program, but attracting them to the troop and how they can improve the program. And you got to get those adults to be attracted to what we're doing as well, and get them to buy into our views, our beliefs, and you got to get them to buy into the program. The other thing is you gotta make wins with the respect of others. Don't just expect people to respect you. Don't just expect the program to run because it has every year. This is my second year back. I know exactly what to do. You got to be able to get little wins from people, and you got to get them to follow along with you. Got to have that positive attitude. You got to maintain discipline. It's hard to maintain discipline within yourself, but you got to do it. You can't expect everyone to keep you enthused. You can't expect everyone else to keep you excited. You have to get a little of that from yourself as well. We try to help with staff morale. We try to help to keep you guys excited for the summer. But really, you got to get that internal fire within yourself. It's not easy. For those that have been here before, you know what I'm talking about. We had a good conversation coming up today with those that drove with me about how, you know, at the end of the summer, you always say, so you're coming back? Right? And then a couple months later, hey, you coming back? I don't know, maybe. And then as you get closer to, oh man, camp's coming up, I really want to do this. Interviews are coming up. Now I'll try it. And then as you start moving towards camp, you get excited about it. And you start building it back up. That's an internal motivation within yourselves. I know. It's what drives me. You know, when I came back, yeah, I guess I'll come back for camp. You want me to come back? Sure. And then I started doing all the paperwork, started filling out the staff manuals, started filling out the leaders manuals, started to come up with a program. All right, this is looking good. All right, we have some cool ideas. We hire, you know, a program director, we start sitting together, we start coming up with things, we start putting down, and all right, this is all right, this is getting good. And then you start hiring the staff. And bringing you guys on board is the biggest internal flame I can have to keep me going. And that motivation of watching you guys do your job and do it well is what keeps me excited about being here. And when you see those kids smile, and you see those kids getting something out of all these qualities that you put in, it really is rewarding. It's what keeps you coming back to me. In those down days, when you see a kid, you say, hey, how you doing? And they're excited to see you, and you're at the campfire, and they're picking on you because they like you, and they say, I can't wait to see you next year. Those are the moments that make you go, this is a rewarding job. So why are we here? We're here to make sure that we're inspiring good performance in others, and we're also here to inspire a good program in scouts that are going to not only be here now, but in the future. And you guys are the future. You're the ones that are going to get people to want to come back year after year after year. And hopefully, those scouts that are looking up to you in a couple years will want to take where you are, or be where you are right now, and take on that responsibility. So, that's why we're here. So really, in summary, make sure that we're helping out the Scoutmasters and the adult leaders in their troops, have a good program, do it through the qualities that I kind of talked about. You might have your own qualities that you see, but those were just kind of the 5 main areas I felt were important. And make sure that you're always including the Scout Oath and Law within yourselves each day. And if you follow this kind of principle and you follow your own guidance, camp will be fulfilling for you, for the Scouts, and for the adults. So that's all I got for that. You ready? Okay. One of the big things that we use to demonstrate what it takes to have a good program is the uniform. So Kyle's going to talk a little bit about the Scout uniform and how it pertains to staff.
Can everyone hear me okay without this?
No.
Fine.
You don't matter though, Kyle.
Okay, hello, I'm Kyle Langbauer. In case you don't know me, I'm talking about the uniform, its purpose, and what it means. So, in general, Boy Scouts is one of the largest uniform groups in the nation. And we are the best of the best. We were selected to come here because we are the best our council could offer. And that's what our uniform represents. So, when you're the best, you should look the part. So, we wear our uniform full, professional. Because we are professional employees of the council from the day we sign the contract to the day we are released. So, as part of our professionalism, pretty much our uniform is our suit for a day on the job. Wear it right. We have, pretty much from feet to head, we have a piece of our uniform. We have our Scout socks. They come in many different types, but generally we wear the green ones. They're what you can buy now. We have our uniform shorts and or pants. They come in short or long, shorts and pants. You have your uniform shirt. We do it both great styles. However, we do have some requirements. For most of you, you'll be wearing the green olive sort of epaulets. This is the official Boy Scout color. A lot of you may remember back in the day when we had red epaulets as Scouts. Unfortunately, that is not part of our Scout uniforms. You cannot wear those. In addition, you're required to have a council strip. All these other patches are optional, but if you've earned them or allowed to wear them, go ahead, show it off. Scouts, if you're under 18, you can wear your rank. Once you're over 18, the only rank you're allowed to wear is a knot over the pocket if you've earned it. Like I said, everything else, patches-wise, is optional. You'll be issued a name tag with your name and position. You're required to wear this at all times that you have on your uniform. Class B or Class A. We'll get into that in a minute. So then you may ask, I've got this nifty uniform, when do I wear it? You wear it whenever you're in front of Scouts. We need an easy way to be identified. We're the people who Scouts and leaders come to when they have questions or they need help, whatever. This is how they identify us. Full uniform. Let's see. So what does the uniform represent? As a staff, we have unity. We're all here to achieve one purpose. That purpose is wide, diverse, but we're all here to work together. And the uniform represents the unity for us. It represents equality, regardless of race, gender, religion, anything. Once we put on this uniform, we're all equal, because we're all here together. We're the role models for the Scouts. I know most of you were Scouts here at one point or another. Okay, some of you were Scouts here at one point or another. Do you remember what it was like, maybe going to a camp or something as a child? You always looked up to the staff. We are now those people who the Scouts look up to. We represent what they want to be someday. So we should be good role models so that these kids will be someday be just like us, hoping to be staff. Know how to act right. Let's see, what else? different parts of the uniform, or when we wear it. Whenever you're in program area or program time, except for some specific areas, you'll always be in your Class A shirt, and full uniform shorts, socks. We'll also have a staff hat, which is optional. You don't have to wear it, but you can if you want. That can be worn anytime during program. When you're indoors though, you take your hats off, it's sign of respect.
Unless you're in the kitchen.
Unless you're in the kitchen, as the kitchen staff, you can wear hats. Each program has some special things you can talk to your area director about, your special nuances regarding your uniform. Some days, which may have been mentioned, we have very warm days and we'll have t-shirt days. Those don't happen that often, so don't get your hopes up. In which case, you're going to wear your Class B staff shirt, which you should have on underneath your uniform. Other than that, it's Class A's all the time. Then at night, once you're off duty and back in the staff area, you are allowed to go casual. However, keep it decent. Scouts can still see us. We're not surrounded by impregnable scout-proof walls in the staff area. We're still professional. We're not on the clock, but casual is okay. Let's see what else. Some of the older staff members may ask about this, but this year we are not going to be having scarves, so you don't have to worry about those. Let's see what else. Flag ceremonies, always Class A uniform. Let's see. Anything else I should cover, Brad? That's pretty much it. Just in general, our uniform is a representation of 8 words that we embody every day here at camp. The first 8 words of the Scout Oath: on my honor, I will do my best.